Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Arena for varsity basketball competition in our preseason classic. Game number 2. Please welcome our guests from Lake Brantley High School. They are the Patriots. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Before we begin our game this evening, we ask that you please stand and as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet the starting lineups for both teams, beginning with our guests from Lake Brantley. And starting at guard with number 10, Dylan Mills. At the other guard, let's try that again. At the other guard, number 13, Sparky Faber. At forward, number 1, Ray Martinez. At the other forward, number 5, Brantley. And finally, for the Patriots at center, number 3, Brandon Walters. And the head coach of the Patriots, Mike Cuff. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Starting for the Mustangs tonight, at guard, junior, 5'10", number 12, Isaac Lester. At guard, 6'4", freshman, number 15, Michael James. At power forward, 6'4", senior, number 24, Jeremy Johnson. At forward, 6'3", senior, number 4, Sam Bostic. And finally for the Mustangs, at point guard, 6'2", senior, number 1, Tyrone Perry. The head coach of the Mustangs, Tricino Lubin, and assistant coaches Charles Hardy, Rodney Oliver, and Michael Wood. The officials for tonight's game are from the Central Florida Officials Association here in Orlando. Tonight's game is being webcast live on WekivaMustangs.com. If you have friends and family who are not able to make it out tonight and they'd like to follow along play-by-play, we'll be calling the game live at WekivaMustangs.com. The voice of the Mustangs, and it is the most wonderful time of the year. Not just approaching Christmas, it's basketball season. I am joined by Neil Fisher of the Apothecary, and we are here in area to take you through tonight's preseason classic against the Lake Brantley Patriots.
Well, thank you again, Mark, and as you said, it is the wonderful time of the season. It's what we look forward to. Of course, this is a preseason game, but nonetheless, you can hear the squeak of the sneakers and the bouncing of the ball.
Absolutely, Neil, and the Mustangs now are looking to reload after the graduation of Paul Reed, among a couple of others. The average height on this squad has dropped by a couple of inches. Nevertheless, Coach Lubin thinks he's got another playoff-worthy team.
Yeah, and that's what's important this season, to understand that Wekiva is at a point where they do not lose players and can't replace them. They reload every season.
The Mustangs request a 30-second timeout. 30 seconds called by Wekiva.
Wekiva comes in now. Of course, they do have three starters returning. They lost probably the two most noted, and Paul Reed and Reuben Shepard. However, they have two guys who came in this year, and they came up through the freshman and JV programs. And, of course, those are Isaac Laster and Michael Keynes. And they were ready to take over.
That's right. So now we have Perry taking the ball down the court into the front court. We had a couple of changes of possession there. Mustangs got the opening tip-off, had a turnover to Brantley. Here comes Perry, goes for a three. That's not going to fall. And an offensive rebound for Jeremy Johnson, who gets it behind the arc. He's going to go to the corner, and Michael James is going to get his shot blocked by the Patriots.
Yeah, and since you mentioned Jeremy, I was going to bring him up anyway, but look for him not just tonight, but this season. He really came into his own during the second half of last season, and he's going to have to be a leader. He's going to take on that role that Paul Reed and Reuben Shepard had as the face of the program.
Johnson loses the ball to the Patriots. They're going to let a three go here, and it catches nothing but air. Rebound goes to Michael James, as I get used to calling anybody but Paul Reed number 15.
Yeah, and again, as you mentioned, the Wekiva is not quite as tall this year, but they certainly have the level of talent and an all-around skill set. The character will be different with that loss of the height, but the talent will not drop any.
Sam Bostic is fouled prior to the shot. The foul is called against Patriots number 10.
And
Dylan Mills, that's his first personal foul, the team's first.
And, of course, as this game gets underway here, we're just a little under 2 minutes into it. Let's also point out that Lake Brantley is one of those teams that always comes in and can give any other opponent a challenge. They always got something of at least a B game.
Foul is called against Mustangs number 24. Jeremy Johnson is first, and the team's first. Patriots go right to the key, and we're going to get a foul here. That is number 3, Brandon Walters, is fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line and shoot two. The foul is called against Mustangs number 15, Michael James, his first and the team's second.
So that's our first free throw of the season, at least as far as the opponent drawing a free throw.
Well, yeah, it's our first main thing. Still got goose eggs on the scoreboard. Here comes the points. First free throw is good.
So if you are one of those fans who enjoys noting times, mark that at 6:01 of the first quarter, the first points of the season. And so now Perry brings the ball up. As I mentioned before, Johnson's going to have to take on a leadership role, the role that was vacated by Reed and Shepard graduating. However, Perry's going to have to be a strong complement to Johnson.
3-point basket for Jeremy Johnson. And the Mustangs in the lead. Nice block here by the Mustangs. I believe that was James that got it, but they're going to get a foul coming back down.
And there's where you see both of the seniors filling that role. It was Perry with the assist and Johnson getting the tray.
James is called with his second foul. It's the team's third. The basket by number 3, Walters is good. He's at the line shooting with a three-point play.
So this is the second time that Johnson's gone to the free throw line. We're only 2.5 minutes into the ball game.
And he has all 5 of the Patriots' points so far. 5.5 minutes to go, and the Patriots retake the lead on that three-point play. Mustangs go to work again. Perry takes it from Johnson. Goes for 3, no good. And the rebound is going to go to the Patriots. Looks like we're going to get a foul call here. I think it's going to be against Bostic. Foul is called against Sam Bostic of the Mustangs. It's his first personal foul, the team's 4th. That was behind the arc, so the Patriots will be at the free throw line. Martinez shooting 3.
So Sam Bostic comes into this year also. He's not necessarily looking to be a leadership in the same aspect as Johnson or Perry, but he is going to have to take on more of a role this season, not as a permanent starter. He was a part-time starter last year. And nonetheless, the first free throw is good here as Brantley extends his lead to 7-3, and now we got a second free throw good.
And so all 3 of those are going to drop. That extends the Patriot lead 8-3 over the Mustangs. Going to get a 3 attempt from Davis. It's no good. Rebound, though, goes to Laster. He gets a second look at it. And after a contested rebound, it's going to go off the Patriots. Mustangs are going to get the ball under the Patriot baseline, trailing 3-8. No, the power cord is missing. I got to order a new one. Yes. I got it up on the main scoreboard, though. It's a red ball. So the arrow currently is right there.
And one of the traits or characteristics that really made Wekiva so good last year, of course, they made it all the way to the final and almost won a state championship, was their ability to rebound, not just with the big guy, Reed and Shepard, but the guards were able to get inside. They understand how to use their body as shields.
Johnson goes for 3. It's not going to go. Martinez gets the rebound, tries to go coast to coast for the Patriots. He can't get the layup to go either. Mustangs knock it away out of bounds. It'll still be Patriots ball, though, under the Mustang baseline. They lead 8-3 with 4:42 left in the first quarter.
And Wekiva's coming out in a basic 2-3, what you might even call a flex.
Martinez with the basket. So the Mustangs now trail by 7. So far, Mustangs have only gotten 1 bucket to fall, and it was Johnson's 3 a while back. Trying to find their shooting rhythm, and here comes a nice jumper. That is Shayon Davis, puts up 2 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, much-needed field goal there, even though it's still early. If nothing else, just to get the confidence going for the Mustangs.
Traveling, Mustangs ball. Checking into the game for the Patriots, number 21, Billy Olvey.
So now Wekiva has a chance to cut the lead down to 1 possession. Again, at this point, you don't want things to get too far away from you.
Nice look on a jumper from Sam Bostic. It's a little short, though. The Patriots going to come up with a rebound.
Oh.
Shot there that is wide left, and it's going to be Shayon Davis gets the rebound, and he's also going to draw a foul. We're going to get a timeout from the Patriots here in a second. Foul is called against Patriots, number 13, Sparky Faber. That's his first personal foul, the team's second, and we'll pause for a timeout. 30-second timeout requested by the Patriots.
So, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Paul. So as we come back now with 3:40 left in the first quarter, Wekiva's problem really hasn't been the execution. Of course, there is room for improvement. However, for the most part, the execution has been clean, and they have gotten the kind of looks that you want at the basket. They just aren't falling. They've been very energetic and active as well. And now we do have a missed field goal there, and Lake Brantley will get possession of the ball here after Perry tried to come up with a quick steal and knocked it out of bounds.
And for those of you who are watching this feed, we now finally have gotten the scoreboard corrected at the bottom of the screen. It was still showing Apopka Rockledge, which is the last game that we played. Apopka beat Rockledge in the first game of our preseason classic. Really close ball game in the first half. Apopka finally managed to get some distance in the second half. They led by about 8 or 9 points for most of the second half and ended up finishing with a 9-point victory over the Rockledge Raiders. This is something of a tradition here at Wekiva. Rockledge, Lake Brantley, and Apopka always participate in this event. Of course, the Mustangs never play Apopka in preseason because they'll get plenty of opportunities to do that during the regular season. Traded missed field goals at both ends of the court there, and here comes Shayon Davis, who goes for 3. That's no good. Putback attempt by Kevon Smith won't go either, and the Patriots get the rebound.
Yeah, and now we're starting to feel what was already a fairly quick pace pick up even more.
Double dribble. Mustangs ball. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, Michael James. And for the Patriots, Martinez back in.
So, again, Wekiva's come out looking very energetic and very active. They do look like they're trying to run their offense. They know the ins and outs of it. However, Lake Brantley has matched them pretty much possession for possession here, looking just as energetic and active.
Michael James gets the basket and a chance to make it a 3-point play. Foul is called against Patriots, number 21, Billy Olvey, his first and the team's third.
Yeah, nice move there. Again, go back to last year. He's wearing number 15 like Paul Reed, and it really looked like Paul Reed was in the lane there. Got the rebound, used his body, and made the basket as well as getting the foul.
3-point play is not going to go, but Jeremy Johnson keeps the possession alive for the Mustangs. Get another offensive try here as Perry tries for a jumper. That's not going to hit. Too hot. And Shayon Davis just frankly worked harder for that rebound than the Patriots did, and it pays off for him.
And again, there's something that Coach Lubin and his staff have been looking for early in the season. Who's going to be able to come up with those big plays to make up for the graduations?
Offensive foul is called against Michael James, his third personal foul, the team's fifth. Checking in for him is Isaac Laster. And so, James, we've just been talking about what a challenging player he's been, what hustle he has. May have a little bit lack of control over that hustle here early in the preseason, though, as he will go out of the game probably for a while now with his third personal foul.
Yeah, that was probably a foul just due to being early in the season there, not quite getting his feet underneath him yet.
Perry misses the 2-point jumper, can't hit the 3 either. Mustangs will come up with a second offensive rebound in a row. The Laster puts it on the ground. And we are going to get a held ball. That is a held ball. Possession Patriots. Checking into the game for the Patriots, number 21, Billy Olvey. And for the Mustangs, Dominic Mitchell. Since the Mustangs won the opening toss, it'll be Patriots ball here on the jump. Patriots from the top of the key, wide left. They'll get the offensive board, something the Mustangs have done very effectively for the first part of this game. Second shot won't go either, though, and Johnson gets the rebound. He'll try to airmail it to Dominic Mitchell, but it's going to be intercepted by the Patriots, and I think Mitchell's going to earn a foul here. Mustangs foul called against Dominic Mitchell. That's his first personal, the team's sixth. So that means the Patriots will get the entire second quarter in the bonus situation. They lead 10-7. Mustangs doing a very effective job on the boards so far. Just have not been able to convert it into points.
Yeah, Wekiva already has 10 rebounds.
Patriots sling a jumper over the Mustangs. Can't get it to go. Putback fails as well. And Shayon Davis is going to take the ball down the court. Short time remaining in the first quarter. Here comes Perry down the baseline, and he's got it. Tyrone Perry for two. Mustangs want a charge. I think they got one. That was Dominic Mitchell that took the charge for Wekiva. Offensive charge is called against Patriots. Number 1, Ray Martinez.
Yeah,
his first, team's fourth, turns the ball over to the Mustangs.
And again, that's what Coach Lubin is looking for at this point of the season. The players who can come up with those subtle nitty-gritty plays to take the place of the graduations.
Number 24, Jeremy Johnson. And the ball gets away, so we'll stop the clock.
Who scored that?
It was Jeremy Johnson putting the Mustangs up in the lead. That's the first lead they've held tonight, 11-10. And, of course, normally in high school the clock continues to run even in the last minute of the period, but just the way it came off the backboard there sent it spiraling to the other end of the gym, and so the officials do have the prerogative to stop the clock if there's going to be an extended disruption.
Yeah,
so Patriots get 3 seconds here. Shot from half court. Probably didn't need to take it quite that early. It doesn't go. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. The Mustangs taking the lead for the first time just in the last few seconds of the period. They will go into the break with an 11-10 lead. I'm going to play music. The Mustangs will have the opening possession of the second period. All right, Neil and I are back with you for the second quarter of our preseason classic. Mustangs get the opening possession of the period, leading 11-10.
Yeah, and Wekiva scored the last 6 points here. So, again, early in the season with 1 quarter in the books, again, Wekiva does look like they came out ready to play. They just need to get a little bit more chemistry together.
Sam Bostic steals 2 for the Mustangs. And we're getting another steal by Bostic. This one goes to Mitchell. Can't get it to go, but Sam Bostic on the putback. So the Mustangs open with 2 back-to-back scores on turnovers. 30-second timeout requested by Lake Brantley.
And during the intermission there, Coach Lubin did not pull out the whiteboard there. He just gave them the business about the effort not being where it was supposed to be. And I guess we just saw the team respond there. 2 quick steals. They came out and just went body to body and would not allow Lake Brantley to have any room moving the ball up the field.
Yeah, so the Mustangs now 2 turnovers in a row caused and converted both of them into points. And so the Patriots will take a moment and talk things over. That's 7:14 to go in the half. Offensive foul is called against Patriots. Number 3, Brandon Walters. It's his first personal foul, the team's 5th. Mustangs ball.
So that's a third consecutive turnover there by Lake Brantley. And really looks like Wekiva's athleticism is starting to kick in now. We're really seeing spread the court going back and forth, and Lake Brantley having a hard time being able to move side to side.
Mustangs go to the outside. Can't get a three-pointer to go for Kevon Smith. We're going to be traveling. Mustangs ball.
Yeah, and by the way, that first quarter, Wekiva had 6 offensive rebounds compared to 2 for Lake Brantley. It was actually 9-9 on defensive end. So it really looks like the offensive rebounding was what kept Wekiva afloat there until they could find their legs as far as the athleticism, which now at the start of the second half is starting to come into effect.
Yeah, I do not have any stats on time of possession, but the Mustangs certainly, anecdotally, are winning that war. Of course, as I say that, they will turn the ball over to the Patriots. It's going to go down to the floor, and we're going to have a held ball, possession, Patriots.
Wekiva is on a 9-0 run, too.
As a matter of fact, the Patriots have not scored since the beginning of the second quarter. They entered the quarter with 10 points. Can't get anything to go here, and Isaac Laster is going to get the rebound for the Mustangs. Nearly goes coast to coast, gets it across to his teammate at Smith, and he's going to get called for traveling. Patriots ball.
So, again, for those of you who follow Wekiva for any length and those who are just starting to follow the program now, you know that Coach Lubin makes his living, so to speak, on the defensive end, and there was a perfect case of that.
Held ball, possession, Mustangs. So the Mustangs effectively get a turnover there on the held ball. It was the Patriots to give away.
And I couldn't quite see who got a hand on that, but someone did put a hand up there as the Lake Brantley player was driving to the basket. And, of course, even though they didn't score on the other end, it did give them the opportunity. And if you keep getting those opportunities, you are going to eventually score.
So the Mustangs, 5 points up now, perhaps by sheer brute force, as Isaac Laster gets ready to set up the play. Laster cuts into Bostic, and it looks like he stepped on the line. Out of bounds, Patriot ball. That's an early season mistake for the JV recruit coming into varsity this year. Something I'm sure the Mustangs will work out by the time we get deep into the regular season, but something you see sometimes in the first couple rounds of preseason action. Ray Martinez gets the basket and a chance to make it a three-point play. Mustangs foul is called against number 0, Kevon Smith. It's his first personal foul and the team's 7th. And that's the first score of the quarter for Lake Brantley. They have a chance to make a three-point play out of it right here.
I was going to say, this has been a very entertaining game so far. A lot of action, a lot of energy up and down the court. But you can still see where it is the first game of the season. There have been several mistakes and not only communication, but just not being used to the banging that goes on the court.
So Laster is going to go back out to Davis, goes to the top of the arc. And Smith can't get it to go. Patriots going to get the rebound here. They're also going to get fouled on the way down the court. And that's going to put them into bonus.
So, and again, there is one example of being able to see that this is a preseason game, as we're only 5 minutes from halftime, and already in the bonus.
Sam Bostic is called with his second personal foul. It's the team's 8th, and that will send the Patriots number 13, Sparky Faber, to the line, shooting 1-1. The foul is called against number 3, Brandon Walters. That's his second personal foul, the team's 6th. The basket by Laster Good, shooting for three-point play. Out of bounds, Mustangs ball. Checking into the game for the Patriots, number 21, Billy Olvey. And for the Mustangs, Jeremy Johnson returns. And now with Johnson and Perry on the floor, I believe that is it for senior leadership that's on the floor right now. Tyrone Perry picks up 2 for the Mustangs. His second basket tonight.
Very nice play there by Tyrone. Not only drove and got the right position and went up, but nice soft hands here to get the roll.
Patriots basket scored by number 3, Brandon Walters.
And there was where you could see it was first game of the season. Communication breakdown as Lake Brantley was left wide open under the basket.
Putback made by Kevon Smith.
And again, there was a drive inside the lane where it was all physical, nothing athletic or finesse. Lower the shoulder and bank the ball off the backboard.
Kevon Smith is called with his second personal foul. It's the team's 9th. And that will send number 1, Ray Martinez, to the line, shooting 2. Mustangs holding on to a 4-point lead as we get close to the 3-minute mark of the first half here in preseason action. First free throw is good. Patriots so far getting the job done from the free throw line. That's keeping them in it. Checking into the game for the Patriots, number 13, Sparky Faber. And the Mustangs will send in Alvardo Roll.
Yeah, Lake Brantley is known for free throw shooting, and they're continuing that. They've yet to miss one tonight. Actually, I take that back. They're 7 of 8.
Three-point attempt there from Roll. That's not going to fall. It's going to go out of bounds off the Mustangs. The Patriots ball. There's going to be a double bonus penalty here.
Only 2.
Mustangs foul is called against number 21, Alvardo Roll. That's his first personal foul, the team's 10th, and that will send the Patriots to the line to shoot double bonus. Number 13, Sparky Faber.
Yeah, and we're only we still have 2:45 left in the first half, Mark.
Checking into the game for the Patriots, Eli Brantley. So 1 for 2 at the line will leave the Mustangs holding on to that same 1-point lead that they started the quarter with. Jeremy Johnson is going to get it. Jeremy Johnson gets the basket and a chance to make it a three-point play. The foul is called against Patriots. Number 21, Billy Olvey. That's his second personal foul, the team's seventh. Checking into the game for Brantley is Dylan Mills.
Real nice sweeping across the lane move there by the big guy. Johnson, he lowered his shoulder, brought it up, and then hit the fadeaway on the bank while drawing the foul. And look for him to do that a lot more this season. Of course, that goes back with him taking on the leadership role.
So the Mustangs will miss the three-point play. Mitchell tries to get a shot up on the putback attempt. He'll get blocked, but it goes out of bounds, and the Mustangs will get another offensive possession here. Isaac Laster on the pass to Jeremy Johnson. So the Mustangs extend their lead to 5. They're going to get a steal here as well. To Johnson again, and it fouls. Jeremy Johnson adds 2 more from Laster. Nice teamwork there. 2 possessions in a row, and the Mustangs have the Patriots scrambling. Defensive rebound for Laster. Spins to avoid the turnover. Boy, it's a pity he's not a couple inches taller. Out of bounds, Patriots ball. So with $1:53 remaining in the half, Mustangs have what I think is their largest lead of the game so far, 27-20.
Oh, action right in front of us here, Mark.
Yeah, it's all clean, though. No foul. Mustangs come up with a steal. Get it to Jeremy Johnson. Cannot get it to dunk for him, though. Boy, that would have been pretty. Out to the corner. A 3 attempt there for Martinez. That's not going to go. We're going to foul on the rebound. It'll be bonus for the Mustangs. Patriots foul is called against number 3, Brandon Walters. That's his 3rd personal foul, the team's 8th. Sam Bostic is back into the game for the Mustangs, and they are in the bonus. Jeremy Johnson goes to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1.
So was it just me there, Mark, or did it seem like there was more action and energy in that last 30 seconds than the whole game up to that point?
Yeah, a lot of contact. Point-blank range here right at the score table. Mustangs able to make a turnover out of it, and Johnson hits his first here, so he'll get another for bonus. That's his 12th point tonight. He has 12 of the Mustangs' 28 points so far. Second one is going to fall again, make it a baker's dozen. And we're going to get a foul. Mustangs foul called against number 12, Isaac Laster, his first tonight. The team's 10th, and that will put the Patriots into double bonus. At the line shooting 2, number 13, Sparky Faber. Mustangs continue to enjoy their largest lead of the half so far. They're leading 29-20. $1:35 remaining in the second quarter. Neither free throw is going to fall for Faber.
Wow.
Scramble for the rebounds. Boy, can't say Perry didn't work for that one. He was just outnumbered. Mustangs are going to come up with a steal, though, thanks to Jeremy Johnson. Between the turnovers and the offensive rebounds, the Mustangs clearly winning on possessions. 3-point play opportunity for Tyrone Perry. Gets the basket and 1. Foul is called against Patriots. Number 21, Billy Olvey, his 3rd personal foul, the team's 9th.
Yeah, and by the way, after making 7 of their first 8 free throws, like Brantley has missed 4 of the last 5.
So Perry converts the 3-point play. Mustangs now up to a 12-point lead. It's been all Wekiva in the second quarter when it's been anybody at all. And the Mustangs are on a bit of a hot streak.
Yeah, now they have extended their lead to 12, as you said there, Mark. And they look like they're really starting to find their footing, getting their legs underneath them, so to speak.
Perry goes for 3. That's not going to fall, but here's Sam Bostic on the putback. He's up to 6 points tonight. Mustangs now outscoring the Patriots 23-10 in the second quarter. They'll try an outside shot here. Can't get that three to fall. Patriots now struggling to find inside shots as the Mustang defense finally figures out what it's doing. We're going to get a foul. Sam Bostic is called on the foul. It's his third, and the Patriots continue into bonus. Ray Martinez shooting. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, Xavier Christian. Points now for Martinez. He has more than half of the Patriots' score so far as we enter the last half minute of the period. Johnson for three, no.
And now Lake Brantley needs to score something here, go into the halftime with some momentum after really being dominated by Wekiva in the second period.
We're going to get one more foul to end the half here. Mustangs foul is called against number 21, Alvardo Roll. That's his second personal foul. Back at the line for double bonus, the Patriots number 10, Dylan Mills. So the Mustangs are going to have to pay attention. They got a lot of players with two, a few even with three fouls here in the first half. We'll have to pay attention to that. First free throw hits here from Mills. It's going to cut the Mustang lead to 12. 1.2 seconds left on the clock. Second one goes as well.
Some very valuable points here scored by Lake Brantley.
That takes us to halftime. Mustangs will go into the locker rooms with an 11-point advantage. 34-23 is the score here at intermission on preseason classic night here at Mustang Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out tonight to support your Mustang and Patriot athletes. We want to remind you today's game is being webcast live at WekivaMustangs.com. Make sure you let your friends and family back home know that if they could not make it out tonight, that they can catch the game live. We have myself and Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief here calling the game, and that again is on our website, WekivaMustangs.com. We hope you'll join us there, and at any of the games at home that you're not able to make throughout the season, that you'll join us online if you cannot join us in person. Again, it's all online right now at WekivaMustangs.com. I have whites on the arrow right
now. So as we go to halftime here, Wekiva outscored Lake Brantley 23-13. They were able to put together that streak there, scoring 11 out of 12 points there to pretty much establish that lead. They came out looking pretty good there in the first quarter, but they raised the level just a little bit in that second quarter. There's still a lot of room for improvement, and you can still see that it's a preseason game as some of the communication and the chemistry isn't quite there. But we also got a taste of just how potent this Wekiva team can be, and in particular being able to turn opportunities to run with the ball into points.
All right, so we'll leave it at that. We're going to take a quick break here. 8 minutes left in the half. Neil and I will be back to start the third quarter in just a few minutes.
It's irresistible. want you to burst, just like you were a bubble.
Frame me up on your wall just to keep me out of trouble.
Like a moth getting trapped in the lead by fixation.
Truly feel love, baby, I'm talking no inflation. Too many war wounds and not enough wars. Too few rounds in the ring and not enough set of scores.
Too many sharks, not enough blood in the waves.
You know I give my love off a phone at a net. It's irresistible.
Secondhand smoke. I think you win, but honey, I don't know what you're doing to me. Monterey, but the truth catches up with us eventually.
Try to say live, let live. But I'm no good at lip service, except when you're yours. Meant for more. I'm coming for you and I'm making more.
I used to love the way I hurt you.
It's irresistible.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue tonight, come on, celebrate. That's how we do. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We
Mustangs have the opening possession of the third period. I was just there. I had my finger on the trigger. It's all my fault. It's preseason for me, too. All right, we are back underway here at Mustang Arena for the second half. Patriots took quite a long time in the locker rooms. They try to regroup here in preseason action. Johnson goes for three. That's not going to fall for him. Another good offensive rebound there for the Mustangs. 2 more baskets scored there by the Mustangs.
Yeah, and just real quickly here, Mark, if you wonder why the score is what it is, Lake Brantley shot 4 of 18 from the floor. They took only 2, that's 2-point field goals. They took 2 3-point field goals, making neither. However, they did make 15 of 21 free throws, which obviously kept them in the ball game. Wekiva is shooting just under 50%, 14 of 33 from 2-point and 1 of 4 from the 3-point field goal range.
Shayon Davis is into the game for the Mustangs. Michael Levette in for the Patriots. And Michael Levette picks up 3 to open up second half scoring for Lake Brantley. Brandon Walters on the jump shot.
So after the opening score there, the first points being put up by Wekiva, Lake Brantley just come by and got 2 nice field goals from about 10 feet out, right along the paint there. Wekiva having a little trouble with the communication leading to those points as nobody switched over to the shooter.
And our live scoreboard is hiccuped there, but we've got 5.5 minutes remaining in the third period. Mustangs' lead has been cut to 36-30. Foul is called against number 5, Eli Brantley. That's his first personal foul. The team's first of the half. Jonathan Ward is into the game for Brandon Walters.
Yeah, certainly a much slower pace than what the first half ended with.
Mustangs get on the board thanks to Jeremy Johnson.
A nice spin move there by Johnson. Went baseline and then spun his shoulder to the inside and got the position that he needs to bank it off the backboard.
We're going to get a traveling call. I'll give the ball to the Mustangs.
And again, that's how that run in the first half, which gave the Mustangs a 12-point lead, began. They forced Lake Brantley into a traveling on the perimeter.
And we got one official signaling held ball, another one signaling foul. I think the foul might have come first. Foul is called against Jonathan Ward. Prior to the held ball, that's his first personal foul. The team's second of the half. Mustangs ball at the baseline.
So now Wekiva will have an opportunity to reestablish the lead up to 10. Double digits, an important series for both these teams. However, it's probably more important by Lake Mary now as we get into the third quarter. You don't have as much time to make up that deficit.
Absolutely, and so the Mustangs are going to get another chance at the possession here. Good defense put up by the Patriots on that last series.
And again, it also looks like they have kind of refound their rhythm, which they lost in the third quarter, as they've gotten a couple field goals here early in the third.
Number 11, Trevail Johnson. That's the first we've heard from him tonight.
Yeah, and that's very important points. As I mentioned, not only do they prevent the lead from going back to 10, but it's actually 6 now, and they're making some headway. They're gaining some momentum here as they have outscored Wekiva early in the third period.
Eli Brantley is called on his second personal foul. Team's third, and that will send the Mustangs to the free throw line. Isaac Laster shooting 2.
So, again, Isaac is one of the players I talked about at the beginning.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, Michael James and Dominic Mitchell.
At the beginning of the broadcast here about having to be one of those players who's going to have to step up and take on a new role. So both free throws are missed, and now Lake Brantley has another opportunity to cut further into the Wekiva lead.
And they do just that. Ray Martinez picks up 2 for the Patriots. He's up to 15 points now, nearly half of the Patriot total. Foul is called against Patriots number 52, Michael Levette, his first, and the team's fourth of the half. So the Mustangs now have no fouls so far in the third period. Patriots up to 4. And if this does end up coming to be a close ball game, that could make a difference late.
Yeah. And again, that was a nice give and go run there executed by the Patriots.
Back to Davis. He can't get the jumper to fall, but the Mustangs get another good offensive board, and it's not going to go. We will get a chance at the free throw line. Foul is called against number 5, Eli Brantley. That's his third personal foul, the team's fifth. And it sends Dominic Mitchell to the free throw line, shooting 2 for the Mustangs.
So Mitchell has been on the team for 2 years now, and now, again, he also has an opportunity to step up and become a significant part and contribute. And that was
checking into the game for the Patriots, Sparky Faber. And for the Mustangs, number 21, Alvardo Roll.
And that was a beautiful play there by Mitchell, who used his body. Technique was perfect, used the body to shield himself from the defenders, and came up with the offensive rebound.
So again, we're still trying to get our scoreboard reconnected to the internet here, but it is 39-34, the Mustangs lead, with 3 minutes remaining in the third period. And here's a jump shot. Number 52, Michael Levette, drains 2 for the Patriots. Now we're back to a one-possession game. Mustangs have not been able to get anything to fall this quarter. And here we're going to have Isaac Laster fouled on the attempt. He'll be at the line shooting 2. The foul is called against number 0, Jonathan Ward, his second, team 6th.
So Laster comes back to the free throw line. This will be his second trip in as many possessions. He was 1 of 2 the last time. 0 of 2. Didn't make either of them. And this time he does make both free throws, re-extending the lead to 2 possessions.
Mustangs foul called against number 12, Isaac Laster. That's his second personal foul. The team's first of the half. Patriots ball at their own baseline. Basket is no good as it touched the backboard equipment prior to falling in. It is still a foul, a shooting foul though, so 2 free throws at the line for the Patriots coming up for Tremail Johnson. Foul is called against Alvardo Roll, his third, team second.
So that is one major difference from the first half. Really, the only one. At this point, Wekiva was already had 5 fouls.
Sam Bostic in for the Mustangs. All right, scoreboard finally came back, 41-38 with 2.5 minutes remaining. Out of bounds, Patriots ball. And again, Mustangs lacking some situational awareness there, not quite aware of their position on the court. They'll step out of bounds as the Patriots put that press on them. There's another shooting foul. So Mustangs, after going for most of the quarter with no fouls, will now get 3 in a row. Foul is called against Alvardo Roll. It's his 4th personal foul, the team's 3rd of the half, and it sends Tremail Johnson back to the line.
It was 4, right?
And so Roll has now picked up 4 fouls. He'll have to watch for the rest of the game. Coach Lubin elects not to take him out for the moment. First free throw, no good for Johnson. Can't get the second one to go either. So he was at 2 for 2 on the previous run. 0 for 2 this time. And Sam Bostic gets the rebound, but then is fouled on the floor. He'll go to the line and shoot 1-on-1 bonus for the Mustangs. The foul is called against Michael Avett, his 2nd and the team's 7th.
So Wekiva does catch something of a break there with both those free throws being missed. And in fact, it went one step beyond that with them now at the free throw line with Bostic shooting the 2. They have a chance to break off some of Lake Brantley's momentum, which they have gained here pretty much throughout this entire third quarter.
First free throw is good for Sam Bostic, and so he'll get another. Misses second, but Patriots going to knock it out of bounds on the rebound.
Another break there for Wekiva. They can actually come away with 3 points on this possession.
Yeah, no matter what happens here, it looks like the third quarter belongs to the Patriots, but Mustangs going to still try to come out with a lead as Jeremy Johnson from under the basket for 2. And he'll put the Mustangs back on top by 6. He's got 7 points so far for Wekiva tonight.
And Johnson has done a real good job. As we said at the beginning of the broadcast, he is going to have to take on that face of the program role along with Tyrone Perry. They're the 2 seniors who return as starters this year. And both of them have done a really nice job early, and they look like it's something that they have been looking forward to and want.
Foul is called against Jeremy Johnson. It's his 2nd, the team's 4th. And that will put the Patriots back at the free throw line. Ray Martinez shooting 2.
So this is really a little unusual for a preseason game. The free throws have really come into play as much as the field goal shooting.
Checking into the game for the Patriots, Brandon Walters. So 16 points so far for Ray Martinez. Make it 17. as he has almost half of the Patriots' offensive productivity.
Yeah, and again, Lake Brantley looks like they refound their stroke at the free throw line, which has been a vital part of the armament.
And this punt by Tyrone Perry will not be returned by the Brantley defense, as I feel like I'm calling football.
So now I haven't had much of a chance to talk about, but Wekiva has pretty much played a 2-3 zone throughout the night tonight.
Johnson tries to get around, and he does. Jeremy Johnson for 2.
And of course that was set up with a beautiful outlet pass from inside the paint. Hit Johnson right at the top of the key, actually right of the key, who drove and slashed through the lane.
And Brandon Walters was covering him there and just did not have the heights. James loses his dribble, gets it out to the corner with Laster, who lets a 3 go. That's not going to fall. And Sparky Faber gets the rebound. He's going to try to go coast to coast here, passes it to his teammate, and that is Faber to Ray Martinez for the Patriot basket.
And so the
Back
lead
to a 4-point game now, 15 seconds left in the period. And it looks like no foul there. The Mustangs called for just stepping out of bounds. Patriots ball. Checking into the game for the Patriots, number 12, Matt Carlson.
And that is only the second turnover of the period for Wekiva. Unfortunately, both of them have been extremely critical. This one will be critical because it does give Lake Brantley a chance to cut the lead to one possession heading into the fourth quarter.
Patriots do not seem to be aware of the clock. There we go for 3. It's not going to go. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. The Mustangs holding on to a 4-point advantage, but in the third period, it was a 19-12 game with the Patriots leading that period. And it'll be 46-42 headed into the final 8 minutes of tonight's action. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we want to thank you for coming out to support your Mustang and Patriot athletes here at the Preseason Classic at Mustang Arena, a proud tradition that Wekiva is glad to continue in its 11th year this year in the 2017-18 season. We remind you, if you're not already doing so, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Wekiva Sports. We have 1,200, just hit 1,200 followers on Twitter. We'd love you to help us get to 1,300. We're getting close to 500 followers on Facebook. We are at Wekiva Sports on both of those services. You'll get live real-time updates from many of our home athletic events, including links to our webcasts, which we are webcasting right now. You can also bookmark WekivaMustangs.com, where you can find complete season schedules, not just for basketball, but for soccer and baseball and softball as well. We should be getting the baseball schedule up sometime this week. Softball is already up. All the winter sports are already there. And we invite you to join us online anytime you can't make it this season at WekivaMustangs.com. Make sure your friends and family at home know they can do that tonight. And so the Patriots have the opening possession of the fourth period. They're going to let a 3 go, and it doesn't fall. Mustangs are going to get the ball here off the rebound. So Mustangs managing to control the inside and force the Patriots to the perimeter. That's right now really all that's keeping them in the game, as the second half has largely been in favor of Brantley momentum. Perry gets the ball to Bostic in the key. He'll have to step out to avoid a 3-second call, but he gets it over to Jeremy Johnson for 2 to open up fourth quarter scoring. And you just heard Mike Cuff there shout too easy to his team. He's not happy with the defense there.
Yeah, again, Johnson has pretty much had his way inside against the Lake Brantley defense. It's been all muscle there, physical and muscle.
And here we see more of the same as the Mustangs manage to control the inside, force Brantley to go to the perimeter, and it'll result in a defensive rebound for Wekiva. They'll get another possession here as we are a minute into the fourth period. Traveling, Patriots ball, checking into the game for the Patriots. Number 10, Dylan Mills.
So after making only 2 turnovers during the entire third quarter, Wekiva makes one a minute into the fourth.
Hold is called against number 24, Jeremy Johnson. It's his third personal foul, the team's fifth.
And now Wekiva is going to defense for 3/4 of the court. As the ball carrier was hassled, they're bringing it up.
Patriot basket scored by Eli Brantley.
Who made the last 2? 5.
Patriots again cannot get that 3 from the corner to fall. And perimeter shooting is just not getting it done for them here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, both teams have come out very cold here. All the points coming from inside the paint.
Shayon Davis on the pass to Michael James, and we'll pause for a timeout.
And
The Mustangs request a full timeout. Full timeout, Wekiva.
so that was another example of inside play there. A beautiful entry pass allowed the points to be scored.
So we'll pause for a quick break here as we head into the last 6 minutes of tonight's preseason contest.
Did he get the +1?
So the Patriots try to get something going a little too fast there and zigged when they should have zagged. Almost looked like a passing route in football that went wrong. And the Mustangs will get a free possession here.
Yeah, Mustangs with an opportunity to increase the lead to 8 points, 3 possessions. Every time they've had this opportunity, they've converted. It's pretty much been the story of the game. Wekiva took the lead early in the second period, and the lead's gone up and down, but it's never been able to be cut to more than 4. And now with Perry with the ball on the left, he's done an excellent job as the point guard tonight.
Well, Johnson can't get it to go. A couple of offensive rebounds here, and finally Johnson is going to get fouled on the third putback attempt, which Coach Cuff is going to argue he never should have had that many putback attempts. Foul is called against Patriots number 5, Eli Brantley. That's his 4th personal foul, and the team's 8th. Jeremy Johnson at the line shooting 2.
And again, that's what Johnson has done all night. He's really controlled that inside.
And what Johnson has done by getting all those putback attempts, not only has he put himself at the free throw line, he's also gotten Brantley into foul trouble. And here I don't just mean the team, I mean the individual, Eli. Checking into the game for the Patriots, Michael Levette. And that's going to take Brantley out, so he'll sit for a little while. First free throw no good for Johnson. Here comes the second, and that'll hit.
And those were the first 2 free throws of the second or the fourth quarter. But now as we head into the second half of the fourth quarter, I think Wekiva is going to wind up at the free throw line more. Might even be exponentially more as the last 5 minutes tick off here. There's 8 fouls on Lake Brantley.
Offensive push is called against number 52, Michael Levette, his third, and the team's ninth. No bonus shots on offensive fouls, but it turns the ball over to the Mustangs. So a critical error there for Levette because that was a three-point basket if he didn't make that foul. And not to mention now it turns into a turnover instead. Michael James and one.
Yeah.
Foul is called against number 13, Sparky Fader. That's his second and the team's 10th.
Yeah, and to just back up what you were saying there, this has been quite a swing now as Wekiva could get as many as 3 points.
Yeah, double bonus means that if it does come down to a close game and the Patriots have to resort to a fouling defense in the closing minutes, it definitely stacks the odds in Wekiva's favor as James picks up the rebound here on another perimeter shot that won't fall for the Patriots.
So the lead is up to 9, and now we got an opportunity to go to 11.
And we do with Jeremy Johnson down the baseline for 2.
And again, Jeremy Johnson comes up big. Nice play there. He's made that play several times tonight to stop and go along the baseline. Didn't spin, but nonetheless got his shoulders up and against squared up to the backboard.
Isaac Laster is calling his third personal foul. It's the team's 6th. Checking into the game for the Patriots, Eli Brantley. And so it looks like Coach Cuff will take his chances with a player with 4 fouls in the game.
And now Johnson comes up into the backcourt there off of the inbound pass, which creates some pressure on Lake Brantley.
And that putback's going to go out of bounds. Out of bounds Mustangs ball. Checking into the game for Brantley will be Tremail Johnson. This just in from the concession stand. $1 hot dogs and $1 nachos. They're just not as good the second day, so get them before they're gone. For those of you listening on the webcast, well, you'll just have to dream about hot dogs and nachos, or maybe go make your own. Put us on your cell phone, take us with you to the kitchen. Cut inside to Johnson. Doesn't have anything except red jerseys in front of him, so he'll go back to Perry to reset the play.
Yeah, and again, that's the maturity of a senior, not forcing the issue when there's no need. Wekiva has an 11-point lead. And granted, you do want to score, but you have more room for mistakes, and you can afford to keep the ball a little bit longer.
Foul is called against Sam Bostic. It's his 4th personal foul, the team's 7th. That foul occurred behind the arc, so Ray Martinez will be at the line shooting 3 for the Patriots.
And there is the other side of the coin where lack of playing experience leads to bad decisions.
Bostic really thought that he did not get a hand on him, but the official had a perfect view of it. That's 20 points now for Ray Martinez, as he continues his pattern of carrying nearly half of the Patriot offense. Second one's going to go for him as well. Checking into the game for Lake Brantley, number 0, Jonathan Ward. It looks like that'll relieve Brandon Walters, who has also been very productive for the Patriots tonight with 9 points. 3 for 3 at the line for Ray Martinez, and that keeps this a ball game in what could have gotten away from the Patriots. That shifts the momentum a little bit, and not a moment too soon.
And now we see some inside-outside play from Wekiva on the left side. Perry handling the ball as the recipient.
Put back by Bostic, isn't going to go either. Gets his own. And the rebound finally go to Jonathan Ward. No basket. Traveling. Mustangs ball. Tough break there for the Patriots. Coach Cuff really wanted that one because certainly that would have shifted the momentum, giving the Patriots 2 buckets in a row.
Yeah, but again, and I know Coach Cuff, of course, doesn't think it is, but that was actually good defense by Wekiva reacting to the ball down low.
And Johnson gets stripped there by the Patriots defense. We just talked about the maturity of knowing when to fight and when to retreat, and that time he fought and he shouldn't have. Under the basket, he's going to get it and one. Jeremy Johnson gets the basket and a chance to make it a three-point play. Foul is called against number 0, Jonathan Ward. That's his third personal foul. Johnson shooting one.
So Jeremy continues to be that dominating force inside. Again, I would assume that about 90% of his points have been from the inside. I remember he made a trade to get Wekiva first points, but since then I think everything has come inside, and it's been pretty much the same move, that spin or the under-over.
Kevon Smith will relieve Jeremy Johnson. And so Johnson will finally get some rest that I think he has earned.
Yeah, well deserved.
He has 27 points so far for the Mustangs. And was that Paul Reed? He's wearing the right jersey number, but no, I believe that was Michael James following in the footsteps of his Jersey ancestor there, getting up high about 7 feet in the air and smacking the shot out of bounds. Beautiful block there for the Mustangs, and that really shifts the momentum to Wekiva's favor. But now we're going to get a three-point basket scored by Michael Levette, and the Patriots will take a timeout. 30-second timeout requested. Nope, it'll be a full timeout requested by the Patriots. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to join us all week long as our preseason classic action continues. This is actually the week before preseason for boys basketball, but because next week is Thanksgiving week, we have special permission to hold the event this week, even though this is actually supposed to be... And there we are. As we started to say, this is supposed to be preseason week for the girls, not the boys, and it is preseason week for them. But as a result, we are alternating games, and so we have tonight and Wednesday night will be boys preseason. Tuesday and Thursday will be girls preseason, and we invite you to join us for all of those right here at Mustang Arena, all 4 days this week. And then, of course, Friday will be football as the Mustangs head to the playoffs and face off with Boone at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium at 7:30.
And now Lake Brantley is going to a three-quarters press with only 2 minutes left.
Yeah, and Perry definitely felt that one. He had to take a wild pass down, and it resulted in an ugly shot for the Mustangs. It was an easy rebound for Brantley. Once again, though, the Patriots have to take that quick draw and just can't get it to fall. Shooting accuracy has been a real challenge. My math skills are not good enough to calculate it in my head, but slam dunk for Michael James, who once again channels his inner Paul Reed and does justice to those jersey numbers.
Yeah, and again, James is only a freshman. This is the first game he's ever played at varsity.
Tremail Johnson picks up 2. Yeah, he has the potential to be a real asset to the Mustangs over the next 4 years. The foul is called against Mustangs. Correction, against Patriots, number 11, Tremail Johnson. His first personal foul. Wekiva continues into the bonus. In fact, the double bonus, shooting 2, will be Isaac Laster.
Yeah, and we've talked about it several times tonight. We've reached that point in the game where it's going to come down to free throws, at least as far as Wekiva being able to maintain the lead.
So $1:18 left in the ball game as this one starts to get out of reach for the Patriots. Not a done deal yet, though.
Both free throws are good, and the lead's back up to 10 points.
And an unwise foul here for the Mustangs. Hand check is called against number 15, Michael James. That's his 4th personal foul. It's the team's 8th, and it will put the Patriots into bonus. Shayon Davis checks into the game for Wekiva. And at the line, shooting 1-1 for the Patriots, number 5, Eli Brantley.
Yeah, and we've talked about it several times because it is the very first game of the season, and you got new players stepping in. You're seeing both the experience as well as the inexperience. Unfortunately, Wekiva catches a break there on the missed free throw.
Yeah, they immediately lose that break, though, as Kevon Smith steps out of bounds. Patriots ball. Checking into the game for Brantley, Brandon Walters. Minute 3 left, and the Patriots have 10 points to make up. I got to give them credit. They're not playing like it's a preseason game that doesn't count.
Neither team is. But, of course, as we said many times, the play does reflect that it's the very first game of the season. A lot of good and a lot of negative.
Mustangs push is called against number 3, Shea Davis. It's his first personal foul, and the team's 9th. It sends the Patriots to the line. Michael Levette shooting 2. First one is good for him. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, about a roll. And for the Patriots, Tremail Johnson.
So you got a 9-point lead. If he makes this, it's 8, which means it's still 3 possessions.
Patriots managed to save it from the backcourt violation, get it right back to Levette. Can't get the 3 to go.
Great hustle there on both of the rebounds.
Tremail Johnson strips the rebound and scores 3. And we'll pause for a full timeout requested by the Patriots.
So Wekiva had a great opportunity there to now gain possession, but in the big picture, really take control of the game as far as being able to dictate the terms. But Lake Brantley out-hustled them, and now we have a timeout.
So we'll pause for a quick break, going in the last 43 seconds of the game.
And now the full court press is being applied by Lake Brantley. Wekiva does get the ball inbound, and now they break going over half court. And we're seeing some time now being ticked off that clock as Wekiva's made 7 passes from the time they first threw it inbounds.
Finally, the Patriots catch up. Foul is called against number 52, Michael Levette, his 4th personal foul. Mustangs continue into double bonus. Tyrone Perry shooting 2. So if the Mustangs can hit these, that would make it an 8-point ball game and all but impossible for the Patriots to come back. Though they certainly seem prepared to try. And the first one falls in. I almost said falls incomplete. I'm still announcing football. Second one doesn't go either. Patriots have a chance to do something here. They have to do it quickly, though. Martinez gets to Levette, wide right. Struggle for the rebound. 13 seconds to go. Back to the corner. Short 3, and Eli Brantley is fouled on the putback attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Patriots. The Mustang foul is called against Shea Davis, his 2nd, and the team's 10th. And so ultimately that was what the Patriots needed. It just took too long for them to get it. They now have less than 9 seconds left, and they've got 2 possessions to make up.
And that certainly hurts that missed free throw.
Second one goes.
Now, of course, Lake Brantley has to foul right away. They are still using the foul, the full court press. And Wekiva was able to run off about 2 seconds.
Out of bounds, Patriots ball.
Actually, I was wrong on that. It was the best possible situation for Lake Brantley as they forced a turnover.
Full timeout requested by the Mustangs. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you back to Mustang Arena or online if you prefer. Tomorrow night, the girls will be in action for the first time. Then on Wednesday, the Mustangs return to the court. They'll be playing against Rockledge on Wednesday. Girls wrap up preseason week on Thursday against Colonial. Wekiva has all of the late games, so 7:30 starts for the boys and 8:30 starts for the girls because those are actually triple header games for each of the two girls' days. And then, of course, the Mustangs hosting that regional semifinal on Friday at 7:30. So big home action every day this week here at Wekiva.
So now you need a 2-point and a 3-point field goal. So you take whatever you can get here with 5 seconds left.
3-point basket at the buzzer is good by Brandon Walters, but it is not enough to overcome the Mustang lead. And in what has turned out to be a great preseason contest, the Mustangs will take the victory 62-60, the final score on opening night here at Mustang Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out tonight to support your Mustang and Patriot athletes. Once again, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Wekiva Sports. And bookmark WekivaMustangs.com for all of your scores, schedules, and more. Richard Campbell, if you're looking for your OCPS ID, we've got it for you here at the score table. Make sure you come and get that before you leave. And we hope to see you back here tomorrow night. Again, it's a triple header. We've got games at 5 o'clock, 6:30, and 8. The Mustangs have the late game of all of those. 5:30. That's 5:30. 7 o'clock and 8:30, the Mustangs have the late game, and we hope you'll join us for that. And then coming up on Wednesday, the boys are back on the court to take on the Rockledge Raiders. We'll have a Popka versus Lake Brantley for any Patriot fans who'd like to come back and join us. That'll be Wednesday at 6, and then Mustangs versus Raiders at 7:30. Once again, thanks for coming out tonight. Please drive carefully and arrive home safely. For those of you in the arena, have a great night. And we'll pause now, and now that we concluded the game, Neil and I will wrap it up here from Mustang Arena.
Yeah, so, Mark, you want to win every time you step out on the court, and I guess that's the big picture, and Wekiva walks away with the victory. Basically, to sum up this game, it was pretty much what you would expect from a preseason game, not just a preseason game, but the very first game, the first actual competition of the season. There was a lot of good and a lot of negative. I would say it was probably about 55, maybe about 52-48 for Wekiva in favor of the good, and about 48-52 in favor of the negative for Lake Brantley, and thus you come out with the 2-point victory. In short, Wekiva had that run there in the second quarter, and they really showed what they are capable of when they're playing on all 5 in fifth gear, when they get the stick into fifth gear. And they were doing everything right for about 5 minutes there, and what turned into a deficit and a slow start became a lead. And then, of course, we go into the second half, and Wekiva was nowhere near as energetic, explosive, dynamic, but they did make enough plays to maintain the lead. As I said several times, every time Lake Brantley cut the lead down to 4 points, Wekiva then scored 4 and would come back and score at least 3 to reestablish the 3-possession lead. And they did it in a variety of ways. It wasn't just on field goals. It wasn't just on free throws. It was a nice balance there, so that was one of the goods. And the bottom line is Wekiva comes away with a victory, albeit, as I just said, not always pretty, but You want to get that victory in your very first opportunity and get the victory out of the way and move forward.
And certainly no surprise that number 24, Jeremy Johnson, leads his team in scoring 27 of the Mustangs' 62 points. He leads the team tonight. But that being said, we did see some great activity from freshman Michael James. He got into double figures as well with 10 points. He's going to be a real presence for the Mustangs over the next 4 years. You can tell just from one game. And he's got a lot of longevity left for Wekiva. So, like you said, not a perfect game, but certainly some things to work on and also a lot to look forward to here in the Season 11 of Mustang Basketball. 2017-2018 season coming up as the Mustangs will try to repeat and perhaps even improve on their historic playoff run from last season. Once again, we thank you for tuning in this evening and listening tonight as our first webcast of basketball season. My thanks to Neil Fisher of the Apopka Chief. We hope that you'll join us many times throughout the season. Of course, we'd much rather have you here in person. Make sure you get out here to Wekiva Arena as often as you can throughout this 2017-2018 season. Again, thanks to Neil Fisher for joining me tonight. My name is Mark Bargy, the voice of the Mustangs, wishing you good night.